Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel, and in this week's video I want to discuss how much I spent along with my family on our most recent vacation. This is a follow-up to a previous video I posted on the preparation, and after we took our trip I was able to get most of the receipts and I was able to get a tally of how much we spent on this most recent vacation. Now, there have been a lot of videos on Disney World, and are they pricing people out? Well, in this video, I want to share a real life experience of how much we spent and whether or not you think that this was an excessive vacation or a budget vacation or somewhere in between. If you like this video or my content, please like and subscribe to my channel, and I hope you enjoy this video. Thank you so much for watching. Alright, so just a reminder about this trip. We had 9 people on this trip. There were 7 adults and 2 children. We were flying from various states and coming down to Florida. So I wanted to kind of share in this video a little bit the behind the scenes on how many points and miles and cash was spent on this trip. There's going to be a little bit of variance depending on the location and whether or not I was able to get an exact amount or if I had to get a rough estimate. But to be honest, at the end of the video, the number would be a more accurate number of how much I actually spent on this trip. And I'm going to go by category and kind of discuss what we spent our money on and whether or not we used points, miles, or we used cash for that purchase, and then kind of break each category up into a travel category, into accommodations category, and then into food, and finally to tickets because we did go to the park. All right, so to start off this video, we are going to be doing a travel portion. So we had members of the family coming from 3 different states, and so they used various forms of flights. Some used American Airlines, some used Alaskan Airlines, and some used Southwest Airlines. But overall, for the American Airlines flights, we did use points. And then for Southwest and Alaskan Airlines, we did use cash. And if you were to use the equivalent amount of points, that would be 66,000 points for those individuals. And we did do Southwest and Alaskan Airlines cash. Now, those total for the round trip tickets for everybody would be the equivalent $2,767.62 cash and 66,000 points with the miles. Now, if you were to break that down, each mile is about 1 cent per pointish. So you could break that down as $660 added onto the total of travel. But for this purpose of the video, we are just going to keep it simple, keep the points and cash separate until the very end. And then for the rest of the trip, that also included 2 rental cars that were for the whole duration of our trip, which was from Saturday to Friday, March 15th to March 21st, which is a peak travel time for the Central Florida area, being spring break. Now, there's a separate category I wanted to do, which was for accommodations, as most of the accommodations were booked using points, and the only one that we did that wasn't credit card points was for the stay at the Disney Hotel, which we used Vacation Club points. For that, we used the total of 372 points, which would be about $4,865.49. That is for a 4-night stay in a Grand Villa Standard View at Saratoga Springs that could hold 12 people. All right, as we did stay in the Hyatt House West Shore, the hiatus Clearwater, we booked 3 separate rooms for each of those hotels. Some were covered by points, And then for the hiatus, there was one room that was booked using a free night certificate. So for the total of the Hyatt House West Shore was 45,000 points for 3 nights, and for the hiatus for 2 rooms would have been 150,000 Hilton Honors points. So that would round out our accommodations portion of our video, and we're going to move on to our tickets. So not all of our party went to the park. We did go to Magic Kingdom on a Wednesday. So for 4 adult tickets, it was going to be $783.84. And I had a special Florida resident ticket that was $60 for that specific day. And there was 2 children, $381.28. And besides those tickets, we wanted to purchase the Lightning Lane multi-pass and a single pass for one of the attractions, just so we were able to get on lines a little bit faster and able to get on more rides due to the busy season. So that whole total for the tickets and the Lightning Lane multi-pass brought our total to $1,620.23. And keep in mind, that is just for one day. So it does seem like a lot just for one day, but it was including a lot of people and a lot of perks with this Lightning Lane multi-pass. Now, in terms of food, well, we ate mostly 3 meals a day and some snacking throughout the day. On our arrival day, we did have a dinner, and then usually we ate out for lunch or dinner each night, except for one night where we did cook our meal, or 2 nights we did cook our meal inside of the room. And for our total, for all the food, that includes the groceries that we bought for our breakfast and lunches and dinners, as well as the eating out portion. That total was $1,462.78 for the 9 people. And then we had a $31.94. That was kind of miscellaneous items. That was maybe medication that we brought, or maybe we brought some supplies that did not fit into any one of these categories. All right, so let's total this all together now. So we had, if you were to do the total amount of points for this trip, it would have been 231,000 points. So if I break that up to 1 cent per point, let's just say average, it's $2,310. Then on top of our cash items, which was $2,767.62, we had $4,865.49, $1,620.23, and then we had $1,462.78 with 31.94 extra items. That would bring our grand total for this trip to be $13,058.06 for a 7 day, 6 night vacation here in Central Florida for a group of 7 adults, 2 children. This is just one example. You could think that I splurged on this trip, or maybe it was a good budget trip using points and miles, but it was roughly about $1,400 per person if you were to average out the cost between all of the party members. I always try to aim, if it's a long trip, about $1,000. It used to be the gold standard with Disney for a whole week per person, but times have changed. If you liked this type of video, I hope you enjoy this video. Like and subscribe and share this video with your friends, and comment down below how much you have spent on your most recent vacation to the Central Florida area. And I will see you in the next one.